Hey all, welcome to episode 0 of Flatfoots and Fools, a podcast about detective games. We are here to introduce ourselves and outline what we plan to do in the upcoming series.
I'm John. I am the fool of this pair. I like to go by Mav, and so you'll hear me call myself Mav or John interchangeably, because you know how it is. When you start playing video games, you'd rather pick a name and you'll just run with it. And I've been Mav for a very long time. And this is my buddy Andrew, which I like to call Buck.
Thank you. That comes from my usual screen name of Bucktown, which we made up as silly high school sophomores, and then I later found out was a region in Chicago and had no idea at the time. So, oop.
Ooh, Chicago. One day, brother, we will have you some true New Yorker pizza. I know you're not from Chicago.
Ah, it's fine. We had really good Sicilian style growing up. That was our favorite.
I can't help but move my hands when you say that.
Well, yeah. I mean, isn't that how you do it all?
That's the best way to be.
So, why detective games? Why do we like a good mystery and a solve? Well, for me, I enjoyed mystery and detective media for a long time. I only found this out recently. Used to watch Perry Mason with my mom when I was like 6 years old and under. It got its hooks in early. Then from there, I've been a fan of mystery books on and off over time. More recently, been diving into the entire Poirot series of books, and then the David Suchet BBC series, and started stumbling into detective games through more traditional puzzle adventure games like, say, Myst, and then stuff like the Talos Principle. How did you arrive at detective games?
A mix between organically and through video games. Like, I grew up, born and raised in New York City, so people watching is always a thing. When you're stuck on a subway in the middle of nowhere, Queens, and it takes an hour and a half to get into the city, like, you've got time to look at people and learn and look at little things, little hints and everything. And I was never really into detective stories until recently. But for me, I'm a little older than you, Buck. But when I first got a computer, I was playing a lot of point and click adventures games because Costco had these Sierra bundles of King's Quest, Space Quest, Lucas Arts games. And those were all puzzle boxes. And nowadays, detective stories, detective games, detective movies, they're all puzzle boxes. And it gives a satisfaction that you don't get in real life. In these puzzle games, there's a solution. And that gives me some closure I don't get in other parts of my life. So I've just been enjoying them and devouring them as part of my leisure time.
The Obra Dinn and Golden Idol were the two that sort of really brought me in. And then from there, branched out into all sorts of stuff. That nice, satisfying wrapping up all of the loose ends feeling. And when a mystery is really good, you feel smart for having solved it. And that's one of the best feelings, when the puzzle and the mystery are well constructed.
When I tell my friends about this podcast and everything, and I joke about how did I get involved in it, I was like, yo, Buck looked at all the friends he has in common and who has played the detective games. It's like, I was the only other person that played them, apparently. Is that how you recruited me into this web of mysteries?
Yes, you were the person who had played the most detective games, which we'll get into more in a bit. Because, yeah, other people had played a few here and there, but definitely not the variety you had.
I mean, normally nowadays, I'm a huge fan of like old school RPGs. I just started playing an old PlayStation 1 remake of Suikoden 1 and 2. And I still play a lot of Helldivers. But other than that, I'll play a detective game because it's different than reading a book. Some puzzles, you know what you're getting in the tin. But I mean, I've always loved these stories and how they weaved it.
Yeah, that sense of satisfaction from a really well-constructed mystery and a puzzle is just chef's kiss when it comes off well.
Oh yeah, you remember like when we had the conversation about this stuff? And I felt so surprised that it took me so long to remember that I played the original Carmen Sandiego on the Apple II. And like, that is the OG detective computer game.
Oh, yeah.
On like 5 1/4-inch floppies when I was in grade school. Wow. Like, one day we're going to need to like go get an emulator, play that, and I'll bring like my buddy who was on the Carmen Sandiego show and I can roast his ass.
Nice.
I don't think he got the free trip. I don't think he won. I don't remember.
Oh, that'll be great. Because I didn't play that game, but somewhere when I was a kid, we'd picked up the Choose Your Own Adventure book that replicated the...
Oh, those are great.
It was a Carmen Sandiego one that largely replicated that structure. So like you'd read a little bit and at the end it would say, if you think the suspect went here, if you think the suspect went there. And you'd have to base that on the information you're gathering at the different places. And then depending on how many steps you took, it would sort of give you a grade.
I remember those things. And then there was like the other choose your own adventure books where you could actually die. That's not what you're talking about, but still, I just wanted to remember that. Good memories.
That's where we come from. But now, where are we going?
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Oh, yeah, because we make the rules. So we're going to cover both detective story games and detecting mechanic games and where those two mix. So that will be everything from adventure games like Darkside Detective to the more mixed type of games like the Hercule Poirot series or the Frogwares Sherlock Holmes series, to stuff that you do the mechanics of detecting, but you don't play as a detective. Say like Strange Horticulture, where you play a plant shop owner, but you do a lot of deduction.
Oh, papers, please. Which I have thoughts on when we get there.
Oh man, that's one of those games that hands me my butt on a silver platter.
But it's so good, but spoilers.
So yeah, anything that fits in either of those categories, that's our criteria. So that's pretty wide purview. We're going to cover lots of stuff. And honestly, all the genre rules are arbitrary. So we're going to cover anything we think fits inside our guidelines, or honestly, that we just want to cover.
Because anybody can get murdered in any genre.
Yes. And boy, does that happen a lot.
Murder comedies.
Yeah, we'll cover a mix of newer releases and older games. It'll be games that we love and, well, those that we don't so much love.
I mean, I'm a nice guy. I'm still going to not pull my punches, but there's going to be some games where that's not my jam.
Yeah, there's been a few that just don't work for me.
And that's okay.
Sometimes it's a style issue. Other times it's more like, this needed another couple months to bake.
It takes all kinds. I do respect any company trying to make a game with a rich story, but sometimes that murderer gets caught. Sometimes they get away. It happens.
Mm-hmm. I mean, think of how many XCOM runs people failed and aliens took over the Earth.
Oh my God. When we do a side story, let me tell you about playing the original XCOM on like 3.5-inch floppies in the 90s. And I learned a lot about infantry tactics from that game before I joined the military. It's wild.
I've heard some horror stories from that one. Entertaining stuff like, oh yeah, we opened the dropship ramp and the aliens had already thrown a grenade and the entire squad died as soon as the ramp opened.
I am having so much PTSD right now from it. It is a game that taught me, if your characters can die, permadeath, what now I know are called roguelikes. Don't name the characters after your family and friends and the girl that you're interested in. Don't do that.
Yeah, especially that one.
Oh, junior high school crush. Oh no. A plasma bolt to the face.
We plan to cover it all, and with the releases, we'll try to vary things so it's not always the same subtype of game repeatedly unless there's a specific theme. Like, for all I know, we could do a Sherlock Holmes Frogwares marathon.
I'm not gonna lie, I need months between Phoenix Wright games, man. Those games are so long.
Oh yeah, they're so dense.
I haven't played the second game in 20 years, man, or whatever, how long it's been. But that's why we have friends.
Mm-hmm.
We have friends. We're going to invite them as well, so it won't always just be Buck and I. If you have any suggestions or anything, always look for ideas. If you love something, why not join us?
Yeah. And long run, I'd also like to get some developers on for interviews. That's aspirational at this point, though.
Yeah, right now, this is just something we want to do in extra parts of our life because Buck and I really enjoy these stories.
Mm-hmm.
These stories make us happy. They feel like puzzles. I hope most of them will have happy endings, but they're murder mysteries. For the most part, they don't always get happy endings, but they're stories. So why not join us on these runs?
Yeah. We would love for everyone to join us on this journey and just sit back and enjoy.
If you got thoughts, we'll listen.
Mm-hmm. And may you always have an excellent parlor room scene and feel very self-satisfied. The podcast is edited by Peter Crevier. Podcast art is by Lolita Gross, and music by Antonic Music. You can find more information in the podcast description for all of those.